everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video I am going to do a spoken word poetry, and this poetry is titled Poetry. So it's basically about poetry, and I'm going to read this out from my recently self-published book of poetry, that is penning expressions. So I recently self-published this poetry book of mine. I have already made a video about this particular book and also about the experiences which I had in this self-publishing journey. So do check those videos as well. So yeah, so I'm going to recite this particular poetry titled Poetry. You can see from my recently self-published poetry book. Okay, so here it goes. Okay, I'm not a very good recite, I would say, of spoken word poet. I am just trying to read it out. So I hope you all can bear it. So yeah, here it goes. Poetry creates much wonders. It immerses one into another world, enticing towards thoughts ineffable, and giving the mind a transient solitude. It enthralls the heart to feel and empathize with emotions deeper. It lightens and burdens the soul at the same time, in no time. It plays with words delicately, treating each as musical paraphernalia, creating tunes extremely varied and beautiful. It drives one into a vivid imagination, entangling the mind in a different state. It frees the caged soul into a world of its own. A world created by itself, a world where thoughts, imagination, tranquility, and contentment resides. Poetry creates much wonders. It gives one too much to surrender. That's all. So it's a short poem which I had written on poetry. So yeah, I truly believe that poetry is something which cannot be really defined in words, because it gives a whole new world, it creates a whole new feeling. I think poetry for me, in one word, I would say freedom, bliss, and everything that is good, everything that is bad, everything that is just everything. I would say that poetry for me is basically a different world altogether, and that world has sadness, that world has happiness, that world has everything which is good as well as bad, but that world is impossible to be left. So yeah, in short, it is just like this world where we live, but poetry for me is a completely different world which is somewhere there, maybe in my head or in my soul, but separating myself from that world is impossible. So yeah, I think that is what poetry is. You, once you immerse in poetry, it gets difficult to come out of it. It gets difficult to desert yourself from poetry or desert poetry from yourself. So I just tried to write something on this thing like poetry. So that's why I titled this Poetry Simple. So yeah, so I recently self-published this book of mine. I've already made videos on this, 2 videos. So do check those out as well. And I've also given the links, 2 links I've given, Amazon Kindle and Books Camel, in that particular video. So do check that out as well. And do let me know if you like this poem of mine. Again, I'm saying I'm not a good spoken word poet at all, but I'm just trying it. So yeah, do let me know if this poem of mine was good. And so till then, see you. Bye.